Hello everybody. Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lisa. I am that doll collector. Thank you so much for choosing to watch my video today. Thank you to all my new subscribers. I keep picking up a few more every time I make a video. I appreciate each and every one of you so much. You all leave me wonderful comments and it's so encouraging. I'm having so much fun over here. So I hope that all of you are having a great day today. Today is Monday. And I thought that for a video today that I would do a little chat and change with my Levi, manufactured Levi sculpts. I have 3 Levi's in my collection and I think I would like to share them with you today. So this first one that you see in front of you is my very first Levi that I added to my collection. Actually, he is my second reborn light doll that I ever purchased. And when I got him, I was blown away by how realistically painted this doll was. He originally was a full body vinyl doll, and as I started to play with him and hold him, and I just admired him so much, I really felt like I wanted to pick him up and cuddle him, and I really couldn't do that very well because he was, he was hard and light, and I just didn't like it. So I decided to change him to a cloth body. So I watched a couple YouTube videos and you can find how to do a lot of things on YouTube. Anyway, I ordered him a cloth body, and yeah, so I changed him. I changed him myself. So let me show you what we're going to change him into today. Today we're going to, I found this cute little vintage onesie in the dresser with all the baby clothes, and I thought, oh, I haven't put this on a baby in a while. It's a little Snoopy onesie, and little Snoopy's holding a bird's nest on his head, and little Woodstock is sitting in the nest, and it's got some little blue stars. It's on a light blue background. And then I thought we would put this cute little white hat with the ears on it. So yeah, so this little boy now, I really enjoy this doll now that I changed him. I'm really glad because the cuddle factor is just through the roof. I put weight in his limbs and in his head and in his body, and he moves so nice. Yeah, there's all kinds of things, ways you can change your doll. You can find out on YouTube, and it's awesome. So I named this little boy, his name is Kefir. I named him after, the actor Kiefer Sutherland. I always liked that name. And actually, while I was married, I always said that if I was ever blessed with a son, that I would name my son Kefir Christopher. Now, my ex-husband's name is Christopher, and I used to call him, you know how you get those little nicknames for each other sometimes, couples, Hopefully they're a nice nickname. And I called my ex-husband Christopher, I called him Kefir. So I thought that if I ever had a son, that I would name my son Kefir Christopher and call him Kefir. I just thought that would be such a cute name for a little boy. He'd be my little Kefir. Well, the Lord never blessed me with any children. I've never had any. My ex-husband and I, we even tried to adopt at one point, and we were never successful. And now I'm okay with it. It's fine. You go through those times in your life where, um, life is not, it's not, like I always say, let's just put it at this. Life is not fair, okay? If anybody knows that, I know that. It is not fair. We will never understand why certain things happen the way they do, or why they don't happen how they should. You can do everything right in your life. You can plan to do this, you can plan to do that. But the Lord is going to have the final say, isn't He? He's going to be the one who's going to determine if it's really going to happen or not. So you can plan all you want. But, yeah. I guess if you're going to plan, just plan to be surprised, because if things don't always go the way you plan them, some people can, and it seems like, I don't know what, maybe it's in their cards to be that way. I don't know, but that was never the case for me. I planned something and it seemed like, nope, not gonna it's not gonna work that way. You're not gonna be able to do that. And that's how it was with having children. I was never blessed in that area, and it's fine. It's fine now. And I know a lot of my friends and relatives say, well, she has all those dolls, because she was never able to have children, and she should have just adopted, and she wouldn't have to have all those dolls, and I just laugh, because they don't understand. There's people that have a lot of children and they still have their dolls. Having dolls has nothing to do with, not being able to have children. For me, anyway, I would say. I always did want to have a lot of children. I did. I wanted to have, at least four, if not more. I wanted children so badly. But nope, never got any. So, anyway, here's my little Kefir. He's all dressed up in his cute little Snoopy outfit, all ready to go. Now, I love him. And he'll stay little forever. The best kind of baby. Never get messy. Don't really have to change his diaper. Okay, baby number 2. And this baby, I've already changed. I just wanted to show her to you. You've probably already seen her. This is Aurora. She is the second Levi that I adopted into my collection, and she's a very interesting doll. Now, I ordered her from Amazon as well, just like I did Kefir, but it was a different company, and she has hair, and that's mainly why I got a second one. I wanted one that had hair also, but her vinyl is very different compared to Kefir's. Her vinyl is almost like, I don't have any other dolls in my collection that have this kind of vinyl. It's almost like see-through. It's almost like translucent almost. I don't know how to describe it, but it's a very different type of vinyl. And I actually ended up, I put another coat of matting on it. I matted her a while back because it was extremely, it seemed like it was really shiny, and it's still, I think it still looks somewhat shiny. The lighting doesn't help in here. It really reflects off of her, but so yeah, she's different. She's really different. But I weighted her. I also changed her body out. She had a very short body when she came. I do that with a lot of my dolls. Most of the time they come with a really short body, and then I will just swap them out. Add weight. I added weight to her head and her limbs. But she's painted, I think, very nice. Very, very nice. She's got, the normal veining and modeling. Now, she is more of a red looking doll. Like, she has more blushing on her than Kefir does. But, yeah, that's my little Aurora. And I love her. She's got on a little mint green onesie today. It says, "Let's all be friends." Yep, that's a good saying, right? Let's all be friends. And it has a little birdie with a little hi. And it's got a raccoon and a squirrel and a mouse. And I put this little pink and like leopard print little bow in her hair. Now, a lot of people, when they look at the Levi, they can never see girl. They think that it's always supposed to be a boy. But isn't that cool about all our dolls? Like, you can look at one doll and think, oh, I don't see girl at all. I see boy. And then somebody else may see the total opposite. But you know what? That's what the fun thing is about having a doll that's not anatomically correct, let's say. You can decide what if they look like a boy or a girl to you, and you can do what you want. And that is the fun thing, one of the really fun things I think about having a doll collection. So there's little Aurora. Let's bring on the third little Levi that I have. Okay, come here, little guy. Oh, he's so wiggly. He's wiggly. This is little Kermit, because he's got little frog legs and they're so wiggly jiggly. He's a full body silicone that I got off of AliExpress. And I put a little cloth diaper on him. He is anatomically correct. And I thought that I would put these little like plastic pants came with one of my dolls that I got. I think one of my Amazon dolls. Somebody came wearing these. I can't remember which one. But I thought that I would put these over his diaper, because that's what they do with cloth, right? In case they get wet, you don't want them to get their clothes wet. You want it to stay inside the plastic. And then we're going to put this little white onesie with the red and blue stripes. This is a little preemie size. And we'll put this little hat on his head as well. Yeah, this is little Kermit, and I don't really do as much with him as what I thought I would. I think it's the fact that he gets shiny, and I can just admire just having him sit in a car seat and or the bouncy seat or the swing, and just admire him. I don't really do too much with him, but he's painted very realistically too. He's got modeling and veining and blushing. He's a nice doll, and he's also got a partially opened mouth, and you can see he's got a little tongue in there. You probably can't see it on camera, but he does take a modified pacifier. I snipped the end off. He will take that. So he's fun. But he's the only silicone doll that I own. Oh, here, let's put these pants on first. So I hope that everyone today is having a good day. I wanted to share with you all that this weekend, I work weekends. Those of you who have been watching my videos probably already know this, but this weekend we had a potluck on Sunday, because we didn't have it on the week of 4th of July, so we had it this last Sunday. Anyway, it was really good. And we always have too much food. You can't eat all the food that everybody brings. It was really, really good. And it was fun just to get together and spend that time. Even if you were at work, And afterwards, we were talking, and my supervisor come up to me, and he goes, "Hey, maybe you know the answer to this question." He said, "Do you know why they call it potluck? Like, where did it come from?" And I'm like, "I guess I don't know right offhand, but I said we could Google it, and like everything else, if you want to know how to do something, you can just Google it. The internet has everything, right? So we did, and it had something to do with, and I can't tell you exactly what it said, but it was something like back in however far back, it was seen as a luxury, I guess is the word I'll use, is if somebody came to your house, or if a group of people got together or whatever, if you could have a meal. So everything would be put into a pot, right? So it was the luck of the pot whether or not you were going to be, going to eat that day. Everything was put in a pot, and then that's what you ate. So that's where the pot luck came from, I guess. It was something similar to that in that aspect. I should have copied it off so I could have read it to you guys, but I found that was kind of interesting. But thinking about that got me to thinking about technology in general. And I work in the manufacturing industry. I am a CNC machinist, and so I seen a lot of technology come and go, and it's just amazing where we were even just 20 years ago to now, and it just keeps advancing. But don't you think too, and I think this is true with a lot of things, there are a lot of good things, and a lot of times technology is seen and done to promote the good, right? To be helpful, to improve our lives. But like with everything else, there can always be negative drawbacks too, right? Like, okay, just like take for instance looking up the potluck thing. Okay, we didn't know. All you did at the touch of your finger, you just put it in there, and you instantly know, what your question that you didn't know before. And I always remember my instructor in college telling us about how cell phones have made especially the younger generation not as responsible. And I always wondered what he would said by that, but he further went on to explain that, well, if you're a young kid, and just think about it, when you didn't have cell phones, how did you know when you had to be somewhere? How did you know how to get there? How did you had to rely on other resources, or just write it down, remember it, or do it ahead of time, plan ahead. That is one thing that we do not do as a society. I see it so often. Do we plan ahead? Do we think about, okay, if we do this, who down the line may it affect? We don't do that. I don't see it at all. And so it was just kind of interesting, when he brought that up, that, and I think about that a lot now. I think about how, yeah, I guess it has kind of made a person not have to be responsible, because all you have to do is just ask your phone, call a friend, look at, your calendar on your phone. It's all right there in your hand. I don't know. I don't know. It's supposed to make your life better, but I don't know. And let's talk about like the social aspect too. Um, how often do you see people sitting at a table and in public, and just all of them talking to each other? I mean, I've seen couples sit down at a table and they both have their cell phones out, and they're not even talking to each other. They're just on their cell phones. Um, yeah, and they're complaining about how the younger generation is so socially awkward now. To talk to them or to do anything, they just don't know how to act, or yeah. I don't know. It's just, yeah, with everything good, there can always be some kind of negative aspect, I guess, to it too. But anyway, I've went on too long about that. So we're going to end the video here today. I hope you've enjoyed seeing all three of my little Levi's. And my last one here, little Kermit. I'll pull him up closer so you can see my wiggly little guy. And I hope that you all will have a great rest of your Monday. And always remember that happiness is a choice. And I hope that you are all choosing to take a little time today to just have a little bit of fun. And hopefully you're doing it and making a difference. Anyway, I don't know where I was going with that. I'll see you guys in the next one. I love you and you take care. Bye-bye for now.